Hey everybody, how's it going? Today I just wanted to share with you a little updated version of how I like to sharpen my knives. It's still basically the same as before for anybody who's seen those videos, and this just has a few finishing touches that make a supreme awesome edge. So real quick here before I start, I'm just going to show you a new sheath that I made. It's for a Spyderco Delica. It's dark brown. Can't really see it too well in this lighting, but it turned out pretty nice. Tip down. It doesn't really matter when it's on my belt if it's tip up or tip down, but nice snap there. I think it turned out pretty nicely. Give you guys a little close-up. Okay, so anyhow, that's not really the point of the video. The point of the video is sharpening. So basically, this knife is somewhat dull, so I'm just going to go ahead and touch it up a little bit. This is a ceramic stone. It actually came from a Lansky sharpening kit from one of these Woodamajabbies. It kind of popped out. Glue didn't really hold, I guess, so just using it freehand. So basically what you want to do, just make sure you keep a constant angle. Slide it along the stone. I use my left hand to guide it. It keeps a nice steady angle across the whole edge of the blade. So you want to make sure that you hit everything, every portion of the blade. And if you need to, you can start about halfway up and get that little bit of belly in case you weren't getting it too well. I do need to invest in a bigger stone. This thing is kind of small, but it does do the job, and I think it does a very nice one at that. So you can feel in the scratching of the blade and everything, like the little grit that you feel, you can feel if it's grinding it the right way. Like if you're too steep of an angle, you'll be able to feel it, or if you're too shallow, you'll feel that something's a little bit wrong. So it just comes with experience. So this should be good right about here. So from here we're gonna go to the step that has most changed since last time. I'm going to be using a leather strap, a plain strip of leather that I put on there, and a wooden block. So with the wood, you can see that the grain of the wood goes that way, and what you want to do is go against that grain and just slide your knife down, and it should be a little black where you cut. I don't know if you can see really well, but there's actually some black metal filings, and like the burr and everything comes off as you do this. So don't be afraid to push a little hard. It's not gonna like ruin your edge or anything. So from there you just want to go ahead and proceed to stropping. This strop is not loaded with any type of compound, and I do plan on getting some type of like green green stropping compound in the future, but I don't really think it's needed. A nice high quality strip of leather does an excellent job. So you just want to keep stropping each side, and make sure you're holding that angle. If you need to check, like people have said before, just lay your blade down flat and start sliding it and lifting up the spine until it catches on the leather, and that's basically where you need to hold it. So just go ahead and do a few strops, and you should be to a razor's edge. The whole key to this process is removing that final burr, and that's what the wood block does. So you got to make sure that you do that. I never really understood it up until recently, but that is pretty much the most crucial part into getting a really fine, hair-popping, excellent edge. So let's go ahead and test it on a piece of newspaper. Razor sharp, no effort whatsoever, just slides right through. So razor sharp stuff. Let's see if we can do a little curve. This paper is a little too thin to do any of that, but very, very sharp, very clean cuts. Let's see if you can get in there. See, very clean, none of those little fringy crap on the edge. And, you know, while we're on the topic, my large Sebenza here, I never sharpened it up. It still has the factory edge on it. But if you guys remember from my unboxing video and any other video that I did on this, I don't know which ones I did, but when I would cut paper with it, it would tend to hang up in certain places. So, you know, just to test out this stropping method, I went ahead and slid the blade on the wood a few times, stropped it, and it's back to an amazing, amazing edge. You know, much better than factory was. No effort whatsoever. So it's all in removing that burr, guys. So, you know, if you never thought much of it before, I think you should take a second look and really try just, you know, getting that burr off on a piece of wood, stropping it a few times on a piece of leather, and you'll be good to go. So, you know, Sebenza, razor sharp. Let's do a little hair cutting test. My hair is blonde, so you can't really see it, but this is just making hairs fly. As you can see there, razor, razor sharp. Probably one of the sharpest knives that I have, even though I've been touching up pretty much all my knives ever since I really learned this method, and it's producing some amazing, amazing edges. So please, guys, take a second look in your sharpening methods. If you haven't been raising a burr and removing it, please do so. Because you'll really see a big difference. Before, what I did was straight after sharpening on a stone, I would go right to a piece of leather, and the leather would not remove the burr. So you really have to use something hard, like a piece of wood, and get off that final burr. So a few more cut tests. Razor sharp. You know, that really solved all my sharpening problems. You know, before I could never really get a good edge on my small Sebenza, but I realized that it was just basically that burr that was hung up on there, and stropping it wouldn't really get it off. So I'm going to do a little paracord cut test for you guys and show you how much blade area it takes to cut this. So just pushing it over, pop. It only takes like maybe a few millimeters, and it cuts the cord really easily. So just testing it along the whole surface of the blade, make sure I didn't miss anything. So that's what I really like. I really like a nice edge that has a good amount of bite, but a very clean edge to where I could shave, you know, slice paper and all that jazz. As you can see, pretty much don't have to slide the cord anywhere, just pops it. Very, very clean edge. I'll do a little push cut for you guys on this cutting mat. Right through it. So, excellent cutting, sharpening method. I really like it now. See, before I was pretty much doing it, I was doing it right, but I was doing it wrong in the sense that I wouldn't remove that burr. But man, razor, razor sharp knife. And this D2 holds it for a very long time. So, just wanted to go ahead and share that with you guys. You know, if you guys are into sharpening yourselves, you know, doing it freehand and everything, you gotta remove that burr, guys. Really produces some amazing results. So, use a piece of wood, don't just go straight to the strop because it's not really gonna remove that burr. So, just wanted to share that with you guys. You know, thanks for watching as always. Hope you enjoyed this one. I thought it'd be a little informative for you guys. To everybody who's interested in getting those amazing razor sharp edges. And just so you guys know, when you cut a piece of paper, there is a natural grain to it, so it'll tear one way easier than the other. As you can see, it didn't tear in a straight line. It's because the natural grain of the paper is up and down. So wherever the line of type is, so like for example, as the words go across on a piece of paper, you should tear down, and that's how you should cut. You should cut it long ways with the grain, and then you won't hang up or anything. Just thought I'd share that with you guys in case anybody's interested in doing paper cut tests. So So, just thought I'd share that with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this, found it informative, and thanks for watching. Have a good one.